Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we have a 5,000 plus round review for you, and that is of the Cox Arms USA, the Guardian rifle. This is the definition of top tier excellence in the AR15 world, so let's get into it. So you guys have seen me shoot this in multitudes of videos over the last 6 months, I think, something like that. It's got over 5,000 rounds through it now, and the last 2,000 to 2,500 have all been suppressed with the Otter Creek polonium suppressor, and this thing has held up great. So let's get into my experiences with it after 5,000 rounds. So just like last time, we're gonna go over a few of the specs of this thing. A lot of guys like going tip to butt. In this case, just like your mom likes it, we're gonna go ass to mouth. Usually costs extra, but she gets it for free. We're gonna start with the MFT minimalist stock buffer tube staked castle nut. Now this does have a Springco buffer spring in it. I did have an H2 buffer in it. I put an H3 in it because I shoot it so much suppressed that I just wanted to tame it down a little bit. Everything on here is American made. Much of it is made in-house. Some of it is made for Cox Arms by other companies here in the US. So, ambi charging handle, MFT grip, 4590 ambi safety. The trigger in it is a flat face trigger from Elfman or Elf Tactical, however it's said, and this is adjustable, if I remember correctly, from 2 3/4 pounds up to 4 pounds, right in that area, maybe 4.5 pounds. Very, very, very nice adjustable SOCOM rated trigger. So the heart of this thing is the Combat BCG. The Combat BCG has a ton of stuff to it. It's one of the things that really makes or breaks a rifle system is a bad or good bolt carrier group and trigger. The trigger's taken care of in this. So to the bolt carrier group, the Combat BCG has a ton of stuff done to it. It's micro polished, has a hybrid DLC coating that is just seemingly indestructible. There's not a single scar, a single wear mark in this bolt carrier group after 5,000 rounds, and again, almost half of that being suppressed. Cryo-treated Springco springs in the carrier or in the bolt. It has cryo-treated rings, and the thing is just honed and fit and milled to perfection to eliminate carrier tilt as it is running through the buffer. That is one of the reasons this thing is just so buttery smooth. This thing just, the action on this is as smooth as one could ever ask for on a rifle. And of course, upper and lowers are completely milled. That is billet aluminum milled. Has some really cool stuff in it. Everything is screwed into place, like instead of pins here and on the bolt release, they are screwed in. That way it is serviceable. Has an extended mag release, a little bit of a belled mag well or beveled mag well on up to the fore-end. Again, fore-end made specifically for Cox Arms USA. Has very good lockup, Picatinny rail across the top, and M-lock at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. Out to the end, underneath the handguard is a Ballistic Advantage 1-7 twist nitride barrel. This thing is a phenomenal barrel. After 5,000 rounds, well over 5,000 rounds, I'm still getting sub MOA groups with this, with Hornady Frontier M193. And out here at the end, I did put I did change, it had a VG6 Gamma brake on it. I did put the Reardon flash hider on it to go with my suppressor. And the handguard has anti-rotation or rotation limiting tabs. Not that you really need them with as good a lockup as it has. Now that's sort of the nickel tour of this rifle. Cerakoted green, just a phenomenal piece of equipment. I put this in the top tier of all the other rifles as well that are in this group, in this price range, and even above a number of them that are in this price range. Now, I have run steel case ammo, I've run regular 223 through it, a bunch of M855, a bunch of M193. I've run the Chinese Global Ordnance steel mags, ETS mags, a Men 2 mag, Strike Industries mags. It comes with Lancer mags. What else? I've used Magpul mags. I've used just about every mag you can think of on the market in this, and a bunch of different kind of ammo, and it has had flawless reliability in that round count. Now, to top all of that off, everything you're getting, the reliability and so on, I think I should mention that I've only cleaned it once. Well, technically I've cleaned it twice now. Last weekend I cleaned it, and that was the first time I had cleaned it since the 1,000 round review. So I'd only cleaned it once at that point. And again, that's after a few thousand rounds of suppressed shooting. All I did was lube, it get dry, lube it, and it just fired. It just functioned, and it never had a problem. I can't think of a better way to say how reliable this thing has been, how good it has shot. Now, is there anything I would change? Now that it's been over 5,000 rounds, at the 1,000 round review, I said there's nothing I would change. It's easy to miss a few things when you run through 1,000 round in a couple weeks, right? Is there anything I would change? Yes and no. As it stands, there's not a thing wrong with this rifle. Not a single thing wrong with this rifle. However, personal preference, there's a couple nitpicky things. So this hole in the rail here, there's one on both sides. I was using it on this opposite side for my sling mount, for my QD sling mount. It started getting a little wore out, and the sling mount was popping out here and there. So I don't even know if that's what it was intended to be used for. It sort of looks like it, but I was using it, used it like that for 3,000 rounds, probably, and it finally just kind of started getting too sloppy to the point where I was comfortable with it, so I stuck a BCM quick release or QD mount on the M-LOK rail on this side. However, people like to put their slings in various places, so again, sort of nitpicky, personal preference thing. And then the MFT stock, I love these MFT minimalist stocks. The only thing I don't like about them is that the quick release, the QD mount for the sling is right here on the bottom. I like QD mounts on the sides of stocks. Again, personal preference, sort of nitpicky, but the rifle itself, flawless functionality. The coating has held up phenomenal as far as the Cerakote on it, and the bolt carrier group doesn't have a single scar in it. Now, it's fair to note that in other rifles I've had that are on the less expensive end, the just as good rifles, like my PSA that I have that you guys have seen in a bunch of videos, that thing basically wiped the bolt carrier group out in like 1,500 rounds. That thing looked like it had 10,000 rounds through it without any lubrication at all within the first 1,500 rounds, just because fitment and quality control and everything is so bad on it. Fitment, quality control, just absolute meticulous building of this rifle just can't be beat. Now, it is fair to note that I do have a relationship with Cox Arms. They did send this to me. I talk to the guy on a regular basis. I talk to Michael, the owner, on a regular basis. However, if you know my channel and if you know me, those relationships don't skew my reviews. Round count doesn't lie. Round count training usage doesn't lie. And again, you guys have seen me use this in multitudes of videos, never had a problem with it. So I just think that's a testament to how well these are built. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want more videos like this. When I reach 10,000 or 20,000 rounds, I'll go ahead and do another video on this. I'm sure it will be in much the same condition it is now as far as like parts on it, the stuff that I have on it. But until then, you'll see it in many, many, many more videos to come. Now I'll give you a way to find Cox Arms USA if you want to check them out for yourself. These are not a budget rifle, and nor are they built like a budget rifle. So just be prepared for that when you start looking at them. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member of the channel. You can also go to the website, rttgunsgear.com, and sign up for the newsletter for deals and sales, things like that I find. How often do I send them out? It depends on how often I find stuff. But get on that list. Make sure and check your spam folder just in case it goes there, and mark that as not spam so you can get them reliably. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.